Yo. Okay, fine. You got me. Okay, you got me. Yes. This recording's on the same day as the last one. All I did was switch my clothes. You got me, bro. I'm Nana Jackson, as per usual. 50% of dog ear, 50% of ambush. Them numbers finna change soon when they take over our conglomerate. The topic of today's video is be weird. What do I mean by being weird? I mean being authentic, but particularly not caring about the cringe you might have at your authentic self. The other side of the same coin of the discussion is learning to not follow the norm and not following the norm, and how to deal with the reception you might receive for not going with the norm. And these are two sides to the same coin, which I would call weird, or the act of being weird, act or art. Talking about some really important things I actually learned during my art class. I took art HL in high school, 11th and 12th grade, IB. Who are y'all to me? I'm the art god, technically, if you think about it, because I did finish with a 7. That's cap. In my art class, I studied a lot of art, just in general. Some artistic movements that I found really impactful to my life that are really important to me. One of them was Dada or Dadaism, which I found as a form of rebellion through art. Dada was after World War I. It was in Switzerland, and it kind of spread to the rest of Europe a bit, and it was like relishing over there. A lot of it was a form of protest against war and against a lot of political things going on. And in a way, this group of people decided to be silly, might be the best word, to be honest. Like comedically just uncontemporary about the way that they created things. This is some of the mandem that were a part of it. Look at the group, bro. This is the boys right here, allegedly, and girl. Brothers were writing books about this. This was like the junk. It was kind of relishing in the idea of absurdity and in the idea of being absurd as a form of rebellion against what was going on. This is like the most famous piece of Dada art. I remember I had a friend who also takes art HL that sent me a photo of this, like as a snap. And they're like, what the hell is this? I can't believe people call this art. And I was just like, you don't get it. This is art. This is being weird. This is absurd. I think a lot of people can look at something like a toilet and be like, son, how can you take a toilet, sign your name on it, and call it art? But that's kind of the whole point. The whole point is that it is intrinsically absurd. They want to be satirical about the things that they make. And I'm not saying that all forms of being weird or authenticity have to be satirical or have to be direct forms of rebellion against contemporary things. But in a way, being weird is not being afraid of the reception you might receive. You can direct and shoot for a specific reception while being weird. But at the end of the day, you are not afraid of the reception you will receive for being weird. Bro, this is not art, bro. This is trash. And then everyone also be saying, wow, this is like pinnacle of creation, because of the fact that it is what it is. That's like the whole point of it. Truly insist upon itself. And it's making fun of things that insist upon itself. It's also going against contemporary means. It's also saying, hey, I don't have to be contemporary to be art. I don't have to be contemporary to be successful. It says a billion things. It honestly speaks 1,000 things. And guess what? It's a toilet with someone's name on it. And it means everything. A lot of people don't get that. Talking about, bro, this is not art, bro. Or I know y'all got them art professors, bro. Yeah, Dadaism was a mistake. No. That junk fire, bro. I also think another movement that was so similar to this was French New Wave. 1950s French art movement in film, where they were doing these super uncontemporary, original, unique forms of editing, unique forms of shooting, just doing everything very auteur, very authentic. I saw a couple of French New Wave films, bro. It's like fever dreams. Like, they just be cutting. Someone will be walking over here. Oh, what are you walking this way? And there's no explanation. And by the way, some of the movies are trash. Buns. I'm not gonna lie. They might be trash. But through the movement, so many new techniques were birthed. Like, it was such a beneficial thing. Film was kind of popping off in the 60s and 70s back in the Western stage of things, because Western N-words were taking so much inspiration from French New Wave junk. I mean, the whole world of film was taking inspiration from it. They invented so many things. I'm not sure. Here, let's search up. Jump cuts. I'm jump cutting this video that came from this. Handheld camera work. On location shooting with natural lighting. Bro, documentary style, auteur theory. Brother, I just said that. And all this came from being weird and not being afraid of the reception they might receive. Because at the end of the day, I'm sure people back in the day were watching some of these movies and they were just like what the hell am I looking at? But in a way, it was such a powerful movement, bro. And like even in my filmmaking, I take a lot of inspiration from being weird. We look at some OG Doghead, right? This is some OG back in the day. So we were making a bunch of films. We were making like sets of films. It was called Colors. That was like the first set. It was 6 movies. We filmed it in 6 weeks. So each movie we spent 1 week on it and we'd finish the entire film. It was crazy. It was like production hell, but it was so fun. And that was like the first time I ever made movies. And we were doing it for this competition. And I remember we thought it'd be a funny idea if after like each set of film, be like every 2 movies, maybe every 3 movies, we would film a post-game interview where we'd ask each other questions about like, how was the process of this? How was that? How do you see this? How do you feel about that? Etc. And we would make them funny. We would make them original. They were so authentic. It was just our style of what we felt like doing. Who are you?
I'm Doghead's personal assassin who assassinates all competitors.
What do you think was the hardest challenge with making Blue?
Bro, we would have the silliest intros and we just cut whenever we wanted to. And it was one of those things that we kind of made it for us because we know that we would like it and we would like to look back on it. And it might have not been as valued by external perspectives. This saying 1 year ago, but I'm telling y'all, this was a mad long time ago. This was like 2 years ago, maybe.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Nana Jackson. I'm a lead director at Doghead. I represent 50% of it.
What does Doghead mean to you?
Doghead to me is an aspiring collective of films and creatives that are trying to change the world.
Brody, this was crazy back in the day. I remember setting up the chair. Mosquitoes was flying around, biting me, bruh. Going crazy. I was like, yo, chill. It's crazy mosquitoes. We still had so much fun filming it. I remember I got my friend to do the lighting. Dog, it was so damn funny, bruh.
Very nice. What's our light guy got to say?
Yeah, this light guy, he's kind of trash. We're trying to get a new light guy right now, but like, yeah, type S. He's not really doing a good job.
Alright, wait, let's get a thumbnail. I'll come behind you.
Leave stuff like this in, where we're talking about thumbnails, where we're just kind of chilling, and we just cut whenever we want. Made it weird on purpose. We made it authentic, and we didn't really care about, someone at school might see this and be like, damn, they chopped this out. That's dumb. Or someone might see this and be like, I thought they were taking this serious and they're making jokes and stuff in their videos. Or our parents might even see it and be like, this is what you want to do with your life? But at the end of the day, we were making it for us, bro. And we want it to be weird, bro. I'm muting my boy so no one hears him because no one cares about what he got to say.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Dean. I represent 50% of Doghead, and I've just finished working on 3 of the color films for Build Space.
Shut yo. This is interrogation. All right. What is Doghead to you? And like, what's his future goal?
Doghead is like a way to express my passion of film.
Like, dog, they were hilarious, bro. And not everyone watched them. Like, we got way more views on our movies than on this. But it never came to a point where I was like, okay, how are we gonna slice in some retention here? Let's make a crazy thumbnail. Yo, post-game interview. Nah, it was for us, bro. And we were weird for us. And I know this weirdness will pay off later. Like, for example, in this video that I'm making right now, I get to look back on this weird thing that I did. Or the fact that I can watch this in my free time and laugh at it. Or the fact that when I win, if I win, I really don't care about winning awards. But let's say I go up on that Oscar stage and people can watch this. Or I become, someone of notoriety in the future, and like they can look back on stuff like this and they can laugh about stuff like this, and other people can take from what I did and be like, yo, I should be weird. People love stuff like this. They love that funny stuff, even if the immediate reaction wasn't, oh my gosh, let's like his video and subscribe to his channel. You get what I'm saying?
Identification.
NYPD Nananetic reported for duty.
So beginning with a question.
We spent so damn long laughing at that joke. I remember when we first edited that, we were like, we thought we were the funniest people on earth, bro. And we were to us, and that's what mattered. That was the whole point. A lot of the time you won't want to be weird because you don't know what the immediate feedback will be. You don't get an immediate sense of gratification for being weird, for being too authentic. People beg for authenticity, and when you give it to them, they reject it. But truly be authentic for yourself. Then it will follow for others. Then others will get it. Then others will be like, oh, wow, he's so authentic and cool. But in the beginning, don't seek gratification from those around you for your authenticity. Seek gratification from yourself. Yo, top 5 Buddha quotes, BT dubs. I remember the very first film we made of the set of films was Red. And Red was a super weird one compared to the other ones because it was this film where we made all the lighting red. We didn't have no lights. So I got my Alexa. Check it. She heard me though. And it was connected to my light. And I made it completely red in the Alexa app. And then like we pitched it down, put it like right outside my door, cracked it open, made my whole room red. And like you look here at the shot, bro, we were so proud of ourselves. We were like, wow, we might be the toughest. And it was kind of a movie about lust attacking an individual like in the middle of the night. And I had wrote this poem and then like put another poem at the bottom that was a already written poem from someone else. And the whole time the movie, it's just me reading out the poem.
Protect me of your myelin sheath, from the bellows of my room to the crack of that slab of wood. It peers, creeping and crawling into my restless nights of spume. Forever I am tormented. Forever I...
Watching this now, I damn near want to flick off my AirPods and rip off my ears because genuinely the most cringe. But at the end of the day, I was being weird and I was putting myself out there to be weird. Because I know if I was watching this in class as someone else, like my friend, and I heard this guy talking about it, I'd be like, bro, get this junk trash. But in reality, bro, me being weird taught me so many things. I was able to be authentic, and I learned that people actually really liked this movie when it was still out. I unlisted that junk fast as hell. But when it was still out, people actually liked it. People would comment being like, wow, this is such a creative idea. My parents watched it. They thought it was really cool. And it was just a reaction that I personally wasn't expecting because at the time I was taking a leap of faith in being weird. And sometimes that leap of faith can seriously pay off later. But you just got to be patient with it and you got to do it from the heart. If you ain't did it from the heart, then what you did it for? Come on, Xavier So Based. Come on now. The last person I want to talk about, or reference, so to speak, is Edward Skeletrix. This guy is so damn cool, bro. I even saved his number on my phone, like the Spotify number that he be putting up. I never call him though. I'm too scared to call him because what if he's like, yo, who this? Edward is a musical artist, best way to describe him. But in reality, I think a much broader term would be just an artist or a creative in general. He does these live performances at venues, which I find so interesting. Like I would love to go to one. He also just makes a lot of art pieces. He makes music. He says he's a troll, but that boy not a troll. His music's on fire. Everybody be talking about like he was 13 when he made this beat. And there's the funniest TikTok comments that be like, he was 13 when he was 13. It's like, and he's so himself. Brother's name is Edward King Bass the Fourth. Like, dude, what, dude? American rapper, clothing designer, performance and visual artist. Began producing music for different artists like Night Level and founded the streetwear brand Cycly in 2018.
I want to always be able to be in a state of peace on command. That's what I want. Honestly, this whole experience, this is my best work yet. It's not a single thing in here that I'm like, oh, this is...
Bro, and I remember seeing this, and I was just like, wow, this brother got purple eye contacts in, bro. I was watching, I was like, damn, that's scary as hell, boy. It's like a horror film. I remember seeing him on M. Well's show, Well. Seeing him talk about, like, life choices, and he was like, bro, if you want to murder someone, bro, do that, bro. You might end up in jail, but that's maybe where you belong. And I was like, dude, this guy is so funny. And I watched this whole documentary. I strongly advise watching it. It's maybe, 17 minutes? Damn, on the nose. So y'all can see kind of the behind the scenes. But just look at this. Like, what the hell's going on? This song, fire, by the way, guest list, tough. But he is weird, bruh. And I know if I showed some of my friends at school, they'd be like, dude, what is this, bro? Turn this off. But in reality, look at this. You got hundreds of brothers lining up excited to see the show because they appreciate that authenticity. They appreciate that weird.
But I think there's a lot deeper meaning behind that.
He definitely saved my life. I was in a really bad spot, but then I started like getting his message that he was sending, and they were like really like made me.
True that, but hey, brothers be quick to say he saved my life. You see your favorite YouTuber on Omegle, you be like, yo, you saved my life. It's true, bro. You see how powerful that is? Like the compliment level of someone saying you saved their life simply because of how authentic your creation was, simply because you had enough faith in yourself to be weird. Be weird, bro. be weird. Y'all see the cut though? Jeez. Come on, man. See the Jesus hat too. Come on now. Chill on me. Main takeaways from this video. Don't be afraid to be weird. Don't expect immediate gratification from being weird. First, seek the gratification in yourself, then from others. 3, there is no number 3. Just rule of 3 sound nice. It's Nana Jackson, signing off. Subscribe, please, or just do something. Interact with my video, bro. Seriously. Like, I'm sitting down, I'm recording this video. 11th of April. Junk finna come out 2029. My birthday was like a couple days ago, so if you actually care for me or think I'm an interesting person, please do like the video, comment on it, subscribe. I know everyone from my school finna be flaming me in the comments, roasting me in the group chats, but hopefully some random internet people can actually help me out here and help me out in being weird, bro. And we could be weird together. Type shit.